What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. We're back with another Wednesday one-off, where we're going to sit down, play a little bit more Terraria. And of course, I am joined by our very own Chaplain Grimuldis. What's up, buddy?
How are you doing today?
I'm still alive, which is always a good sign. So,
Good.
this time we're just going to have a little bit of fun, go around our psychotic little environment that we've created for ourselves. I have a lot of stuff I don't need in my inventory, and it's kind of driving me nuts. However, we can do some mining via explosive, because I have a stick of TNT, and I don't want that in my inventory, because if anybody's been watching the Fallout 4 Let's Play, and I highly suggest you do, because I'm a shameless shill, I'm not good with explosive weapons. I end up trying to blow myself up, so let's just toss that piece of dynamite right out and get rid of it.
Hopefully it doesn't blow up anything important up there.
Oh no, I went down in the mines a little bit.
Oh, gotcha. It would have been pretty funny to hear an explosion and see the screen shake and then you run in fear and panic.
I'm with the bomb squad. If you see me running, try to keep up.
Definitely sounds like a fun plan.
So I figured this time, while we're just sitting around having some fun, we can maybe try to spawn one of the bosses in this and see how well we do. Of course, we're going to need some weapons and armor, because copper short swords are bad. Very bad.
Just a bit.
But we can keep going back down in the mines, and I so miss the grappling hook. We need to find more gems or an actual skeleton that will drop a hook? I want to say hook.
Sounds about right.
Because then we can get our grappling hooks and we're not so out there. A few life hearts wouldn't hurt either, because, yeah, we don't have much health right now.
You're telling me I almost got killed off by a raincoat zombie.
I found what I believe is some tungsten. I'm going to try and get up to it.
I found some lead ore a little bit ago, so hopefully that could do something here.
So anything new on your game's radar right now, Grim?
Still haven't tried Cuphead. I heard it's supposed to be really good but really painful.
A throwback to the old school style artwork and animation that some of us remember from our childhoods with the old school Disney cartoons.
Oh,
That's what I
easy.
heard.
Yeah, with like Mickey Mouse, the Prince and Popper, kind of like that super old school, like 80s, 90s art style almost. If anything, super early before that as well. Ow.
Yeah. Reminds me of, ooh, yeah, okay, so raincoat zombies are bad for your health, and Grim has demonstrated this aptly.
Yeah, that was a fun little encounter to be trapped in a 1-1 or a 2 by like 10-foot hole.
It does remind me of, like, Fantasia. I don't know if you
Yeah,
ever saw that movie when you were a
yep.
kid, but I loved that movie. So
It's
much that
definitely
was good about it.
the favorite part about it was the whole like brooms coming alive scene and stuff. That was.
Classic Disney. And
Mhm.
a lot of what Disney does is kind of hit or miss. I don't want to be too, like, out there and flaming Disney or anything, but Fantasia was a definite high point for me in the entire lifespan of Disney. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but that's what I'm going with. It's,
Understandable.
I do English real good like.
So I know one of my favorite movies, or a couple of them, was the Toy Story was one of my main ones from my childhood. And then what was it The Rescuers, I think, even though it was not Disney, technically speak. Um, but it still was from like a kids movie pretty much.
Oh, it makes sense. I didn't mind things like The Great Mouse Detective and Rescue Rangers. Rescue Rangers especially. I got hours and hours and hours of joy from that cartoon.
Oh yeah.
And let's face it, things like Darkwing Duck are awesome. And I just found myself a flare gun.
Oh nice. I'm still just kind of wandering, trying to figure out where the hell I am.
I'm
Best for the
digging
world,
down a
right?
little bit to see if I can maybe, just maybe, find something cool, some armor, or other things that are in these trapped little rooms underground.
Hmm.
Though I kind of locked myself in this room, so I have to tunnel my way out and deal with water. Now, you and I were playing another game, and we've got a continuous game going with it. We had a lot of fun with water and obsidian and lava.
Yep.
Of course, the closer you get to the underworld, the more lava you find, and take water with you guys. Take water with you. Unless Agnew is around, in which case, avoid the water, because he's going to try to drown you.
Hmm. Uh,
Now, it's kind of funny, too. I reconnected with a bunch of my old friends from other games recently. Just randomly on Facebook. Just shows you how our society can meet each other and then years later still be friends. I've never met most of these people in the real world. A few I have, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, never met these guys face to face, and they're still some of my closest friends.
that's the power of gaming and like certain like group stuff. Like you told me it was dungeon crawl or not dungeon crawling. What is it? Raid guild, I think.
Yes, in World of Warcraft way back in the day.
It's like easily. It's that's a pretty good way to stay connected with a lot of people. Just as
Yeah,
for us as well.
one of our guys
Mass
set up a
Effect did.
Facebook group for it, and we've all stayed in touch, and it's really cool. And for the guys out there who know who I'm talking about, they've joined the 232 to support me because they're awesome like that. A bunch of them just became dads and all that sort of stuff. So to those guys out there, if you're watching right now, and I hope you are, congratulations.
You also just got killed by a slime in the perfect timing.
A mother
How
slime,
does,
no dice.
how does it make you feel?
Sad and bad at Terraria, so normal, I guess.
Fair enough.
So for anyone who hasn't actually seen the flare guns at action, where was I going with that?
I don't know.
Grim, make sense in my mind, please. If such a thing is even possible. I don't know. Well, the flare gun, it acts like a long-range torch launcher. You can see the flames coming off here. I just have to find a dark place to demonstrate such a thing.
You mean the dark corners of your mind?
I don't think there is a flare gun that could shoot that far. But
Yeah,
if you look over here, guys, boom! Instant torch, instant light. Light up the dark places. It's a lot of fun. Just we have to wait for the gunner merchant to get here to give us the ability to buy more flares.
I think so.
But yeah, you are completely right, Grim. The fact that we can stick together after so long is such a great thing. And I mean, you meet guys like you, the rest of the 232, and you just sit there and have fun.
Hmm. I still remember the old days of Mass Effect 3, the multiplayer on it. How
Me,
much
you,
fun we
Agnew,
had.
and a bunch of the other randoms that came up.
Hmm. Farming the platinum mode with the rocket launcher glitch at the time.
That was one of the only ways that you could do it, or you had to have two people with a Geth Prime, because those things were invincible. And I don't care what anyone says, they were overpowered and needed a nerf.
I enjoyed it. It's mainly because of the fact that I had one.
Oh, I had it too, it's just I preferred the Asari Adept.
Mm. I mean, they're both pretty good units.
It's also part of the reason why Fallout 4 creeps me out a little bit. The voice actor that did Garrus does a lot of the voice acting for NPCs and stuff in that game.
Uh-huh.
And it's weird hearing Garrus Vicarian in a completely different universe saying things that our Garrus would never normally say.
I thought you were gonna say something along the lines that like there's some sort of like a sorry adept in Fallout for some reason.
I don't know. Maybe if you consider, like, the heavy weapons, like the Gatling laser, which is awesome, to be akin to biotic powers, maybe?
Some slight chance, I guess.
All I know is power armor is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, easily. I have, I think, on the Xbox One version, like 4 or 5 sets of it. I
You,
just
you end up
haven't
picking
really
up a
played it.
lot of frames. There's a little tip though. If you're in Boston and you go just south of Bunker Hill,
Uh-huh.
there is a place along the water. If you are level 35, I want to say, or higher, you're almost guaranteed to get a full suit of XO1.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check it out again if I ever go back to Fallout.
No, I mean, if you haven't played through the Automatron DLC, and especially Nuka World, and maybe to some extent Far Harbor, though, Far Harbor, by comparison, is the weakest of the DLC, but it is still incredibly fun.
Mm.
If you do go back, though, and you don't have the Automatron DLC, sometime this week, then there may be a bonus video, guys, hint hint, I'm going to be putting out a settlement construction guide of sorts, how I badly build settlements, and part of it does involve the Mechanist Slayer, or at least a concept that helps if you have the Mechanist Slayer. You don't need it for this, but just a little preview of things to come.
I do have all the DLC. They had a sale, it was like $30 for the base game and like the season pass. It was a good call in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. When it comes to season passes and everything, I'm always of the mind of wait on them. Don't put your money up front for something that you don't know if it's going to be good or not. Certain companies are more reliable when it comes to it. If you take the Borderlands series, for example, Borderlands 2, I can't speak too much for Borderlands 1 because I don't have a whole lot of time invested in it, but Tiny Tina's DLC, Escape from Dragon Keep, oh my god, that was so much fun.
Well, yeah, because it was total, like, not necessarily ripping on Dungeons and Dragons, but still had a lot of the influence of Dungeons and Dragons.
No, I would agree with your first statement. It was ripping on Dungeons and Dragons. The
Fair
entire
enough.
game that they were playing was called Bunkers and Badasses. That's got to be a nod to old school D&D.
Oh, easily.
And let's face it, I like Ashley Birch and all the stuff that she's put out with the Hey Ash, What You Playin' series. I don't know if she's still doing it or not, but if she is, go check it out, guys, because it's awesome. It's hilarious. And she voices Tiny Tina, and Tiny Tina is my favorite side character in the entire Borderlands series. World's
That's
deadliest
weird.
13-year-old.
I thought you were going to say your favorite Psycho.
Well, that's a given. I only like the psychotic characters.
Understandable.
Because it makes me seem normal by comparison.
Just a slight bit. I wouldn't give you too much of a normal by comparison.
I'm feeling the love there, Grim. I'm feeling the
Yeah,
love.
it was intentional. I'm trying to put my thoughts together still from having a long night.
Well, you're still with us. You're still alive. And thank you for being on here having some fun.
Of course, you're welcome. Now I have to deal with 2 mobs though. A yellow slime and then a sandworm.
The worms in this are so annoying. Jump
Especially
off
low
screen,
level.
come back. Ugh. But yeah, we've actually almost hit our goal. Well, we're about 60% of the way through the goal for 50 subs this month, and I know a lot of that has to do with your influence, because you are awesome. But
Thank you.
we are getting close there. I'm really happy to see the community grow. I mean, yes, it's slightly self-serving. I'm not going to deny that.
I'm not worried about it.
At the same time, it's nice to see a bunch of gamers come together just to laugh, have fun, play some games, laugh at each other, mostly at me.
I mean, we kind of laugh around you, not at you most times.
I think that's
I
the
feel.
nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Oh, I'm glad. It's just not Widow Mines, you know, because that's going to also be a recurring joke.
Your Widow Mines. Nuke them from orbit, it's the only way to be sure.
If
For
you
those
can
that
actually
aren't getting
find
that
them.
reference, go back and check out the StarCraft 2 Wednesday one-offs, and you will see Grim, who is apparently a master of using Widow Mines, torment me with them.
I never said I was a master, but apparently neither you nor DJ can bring detection.
Oh, I didn't expect to have 80 billion, that's hyperbolic, Widow Mines come out of nowhere and destroy everything I had.
I thought DJ was the one that destroyed everything you had. I just came out, or I just survived and waited for him to attack me.
Yeah, we both kind of ignored TJ because he was the, quote, rookie, end quote. I think he was lying to us.
Yeah, just a bit, probably.
Random flare because I can.
I can't see anything in that tunnel. I need more glow sticks.
Yeah, everybody has their own strategy for lighting up their tunnels and everything. I prefer finding a mining helmet early on and getting my hands on one of those because it makes life easy. Or flare guns, because I like flare guns. And Grim apparently likes to go with his glow sticks. He's constantly in rave mode.
Not even the rave mode aspect of it, more or less. It's just easier to have like a green glow stick, chuck it down a tunnel, and be able to go down the water tunnel. On platinum, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I found more explosives, so I should probably use those right away so I don't end up killing myself.
That or just give them to me and then risk it.
Let's see. Trust you with explosives. Am I that crazy?
Here's my side argument. I'm not Dave.
This is true.
I feel sorry now, Dave, if you're watching this at some point.
He should be. He's a great friend.
I mean,
Like,
then again,
let's
he
see.
probably wouldn't care.
Nah, he'd probably just say, yeah, that sounds like me.
That also would probably try to crack some jokes back.
Probably. You're gonna go with probably on that?
I'll change it to most likely will crack jokes back. Is that better?
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's the good thing about gaming, too. We can all be ourselves without risk of ridicule or anything like that.
Oh, easily. I still remember the times, another one of the times for Mass Effect, you guys were all in shock and awe almost about the wave I cleared with one single grenade.
Yeah, we were kind of out there. The spawn point was right next to you when the wave started, and then all of a sudden it's like, wave complete. Okay, I didn't even get over there, but yeah.
I still don't know how. I think I just got lucky with, like, I had like an upgraded grenade or whatever. Or weren't we playing on that one just to wait for someone else to come online?
Yeah, we were waiting for Nerf Herder.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. It was like him and some other person.
I still remember running around like an idiot when you guys left me alone when we were doing a legit platinum run, and I had to spend like half an hour while you guys were cheering me on or hoping that I died. I don't know which, to be honest.
I remember that was a lot of fun times with just the competitions we'd make while we're trying to play for platinum farming.
Yeah, it's good times. It's the best part about gaming. You get to sit down, hang out with some cool people, and just sit back and enjoy.
Oh, easily.
Which is why Mass Effect Andromeda was kind of a disappointment. I mean, it didn't even feel like the Mass Effect that we'd gone through. Yeah, I know we had to get past Shepard and that whole story, but even the multiplayer didn't feel the same.
I know, what is it? The multiplayer is supposed to be good on it.
Yeah, well, they could improve. I mean, they kind of hit a little bit of gold with the whole thing. Every one of the races in Mass Effect is interesting, unique. Did cause some controversy with a bunch of people outside of gaming communities that didn't know what they were talking about, but
I'm not really worried about them.
yeah, neither am I. I'm finding a lot of nice ore veins down here, but the characters themselves were incredibly rich, robust.
There we go.
Ah, you're on the blue team finally.
I forgot about it.
I mean,
characters robust.
yeah, pretty much. Like, can you name another character from a series that you had an affinity with, like I did with Garrus and Tali?
I'd probably have to say, who was it? They're... Oh. I would say, like, Kratos, in my opinion.
You know, I
Or is
never
that-
really got into the God of War series. It's not really my flavor, but I can totally understand why some people would. I mean,
It's
killing gods is killing gods.
not even just the killing gods part. It's more of the let's just rip everything apart.
One of those cathartic games where you just go in and everything must die.
Pretty much.
It's like a divine fire sale.
Pretty much. Especially in God of War 1 was okay, just because the fact that it was like the first one in the series. But once 2 rolled around, they actually had more like bonus challenge missions things that you could do. They were so fun. There was one of them where you couldn't get hit, but you had to kill 15 enemies. No, that doesn't sound as like that hard, but you can't get hit. Otherwise, it restarts and instantly kills you. One hit.
There was a level like that in Dante's Inferno where you had to get this stupid multiplier. It was one of the last areas of the game.
Uh-huh.
And the enemies at that point, if you were playing a redeeming character like I was,
I'm
it's
assuming
it's
it's a
hard
higher
to...
difficulty.
Well, it's not so much higher difficulty. There's two paths you can take in the game. You can
Uh-huh.
either condemn souls that you find in the afterlife, or you can redeem them and bring them back into the light, if you want to say that.
Okay, so like a theocrat almost, or a chaplain.
Think about it like this. Like, you run into Helen of Troy, I think, is one of the characters you run into in the underworld. You can
Uh-huh.
either condemn her and destroy her soul, or you can redeem her and finally send her to heaven.
Interesting.
And if you haven't read the original Dante's Infernos, all the cantos for it, I would highly suggest you go back and read it. It's a little bit old school, so worth the time to read if you're into novels and art and literature in general.
Mm. I get you. It sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Have you ever played the what was it, Devil May Cry series?
I played Devil May Cry before Dante's hair went black.
So the original, like, 4 of them.
Pretty much. I had a lot of fun with the series, but I was never very good at it. Third-person action games, I tend to be a little bit terrible at.
I enjoyed it quite thoroughly. At least the new one was cool. The
DMC Devil May Cry?
yeah, the newest. Oh, I forget about the
Someone
filters.
found a trap.
Yep. Um, as I was saying, I hate rocks. The newest one, like the re-release, I guess, or whatever you want to call it.
Remastered version.
Pretty much. That was really fun. I really got a kick out of that one. I have a clip on Xbox saved. I had gotten, it was, I think, one of the Nightmare Ninjas or whatever. I forget the name of the character, it's been a while.
Yeah, because
Uh,
ninjas need to be more of a nightmare.
oh yeah, easily. So I had my time stop, or whatever, Devil's Fury, I think, or something like that. And I was able to activate it, and so I was just hitting him. I got all the way up to an S rank. And then I also had hit him over the railing of one of the maps. And so then I deactivated the time stop, and he just flung and fell to his death.
Nice.
It was so fun. It was like a 30-second video of just me hitting him, and then all of a sudden just over. Hey, look! Now we're even. Looks like you found your own boulder.
I found
Taking a
Topaz, and I didn't look.
Yeah, neither did I, because there's a 100-foot drop of like darkness above me. That's why I didn't see it.
For those of you guys out there who do have recording software, especially those on PC who might or might not happen to have a NVIDIA graphics card and thus have shadow play, it's worth recording your sessions if you're sitting down doing stuff and having fun, because at the end of the day you may end up having a really good session and you can share what you do with all your friends.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to really be a YouTube channel. Like, you don't have to worry about making like a full channel. You could just make a private channel, and then just give people access to it or whatever.
Very true. I mean, I'm always up to see other people's gameplay sessions and that sort of stuff. And if anyone has something that they really are proud of and really, really want to show off, hit me up, and I can throw it up on Thorium Gaming as kind of a community one-off, and we can see where it goes from there.
Spotlight. Probably be a better. Yeah, I feel like that'd be a better way of putting it. Community spotlight, like Outlook kind of thing.
Yeah, it's good. Like, I'm not good with names and all that sort of stuff. I know that I have a penchant for alliteration and making myself sound more important than I actually am.
It happens sometimes, but not all the time. But continue.
But yeah, if you guys have some video that you want to get out there for just showing off something that was really cool, get in touch with me. The links and everything for my email and the Facebook and all that sort of stuff are in the description down below. Get in touch and we'll see what we can do.
Sounds like a plan.
This just in, we now have a potion statue and a bee statue down in our home.
Alright then. I almost died to another freaking worm.
And I'm going to put this chandelier up so there's a little bit more light and it's more cozy. I actually have a second chandelier too, which is going to make 3 total. We're turning this little cave system into a nice cozy little home. I feel so special.
At least better than later, right?
Yeah, true enough. Now, for everyone who's out there, if you find yourself an extractinator, use it. Just watch the amount of ore and money that I get off of doing this. This is just a bunch of silt. You can do it with silt, you can do it with slush. There's other types of stuff too. Any liquefied dirt that you find, I mean, like, look at it. I'm making a huge ton of money and getting ores and gems and amber. That's the word I was looking for.
I just found a bunch of topaz. So if we ever find the hook part that we need, we're good.
It's not so much the hook. If you find a bunch of gems, you don't need the hook. The baseline grappling hook is just a piece of chain and the hook itself. If you find a bunch of gems, they take the place of the hook.
Oh.
And then you get a nice colorful one instead.
So now it's just chains and then topaz?
Chains and topaz, chains and emeralds, chains and amethyst. I think there's another color out there, but I do not remember it offhand.
That's fine. I found a let me retry that. I found a tungsten ore vein. So if we
Tungsten
need
is always
tungsten,
good. I just made up a whole bunch of bars from all of the stuff that I found while I was down there. I might try to find my way back down to where the I learned that rocks do roll. Bad pun. I know. Bad pun.
at least it's not rock and roll.
Thank you for explaining the bad pun.
Oh, I didn't even know you said rock and roll. I thought you made another one. I was making the pun about the rock and roll as in music. Yes, rocks do roll, to explain yours. That was a waste of 30 seconds.
As long as we're having fun.
I'm still tired. I had a long weekend.
Yeah, I have to do that work for a living thing.
Sounds like you have fun on your hands.
Well, my fun is I get to work by sitting down and playing games with guys like you, so I'm not too bad. Now I'm playing Whack-A-Jellyfish.
Interesting. Is that an analogy for anything or no?
No, it's literally me knocking this jellyfish out of water and then kicking it around.
I figured it was. I just wanted to make sure.
Come on, I'm not smart enough to come up with an analogy all on my own.
I know. Sometimes I set it up for you.
There is a worm that is currently biting me. I found a tombstone. I'm guessing this is where the zombie killed you.
Probably in the little dead end thing down there.
Yep. And it seems you finished off the worm.
It kind of just came after me.
And I just picked up another grave marker. I'm guessing that's where the rock fell.
Probably. That one over to the corner there by you? Yeah, that was where the rock fell. Oh yay, more water.
A little bit low energy today, which is awesome. Occasionally we just need to sit back, relax, and unwind. Did you drown?
No, I got hit by a fish.
Piranhas. Piranhas 2D. Okay, that was a bad joke.
Yep, and I knew which one you're referring to. So I'll take your bad joke and agree with it.
I couldn't get into those movies, man. I just couldn't.
You know, I've never really watched the Sharknado movie as well.
I can't believe there's like 8 of those things now.
I mean, it's just, I feel like they enjoy it more of who's going to show up in it kind of thing.
True enough, it's kind of
I
like
don't know.
a worse version of the Expendables.
Just a tad.
Not to compare the Expendables to a bad or less entertaining, in my opinion, movie, because I love the Expendables and all of
Mhm.
the self-referential humor that they put into it.
No, easily.
Still, favorite joke out of the entire thing, out of everything they said and did in those movies, when Arnie goes, "I'll be back," and Bruce Willis looks over, "You've been back enough. I'll be back." Then you got guys like Terry Crews. My big weapon's gonna stay right where it's at. Like, just a lot of little in-jokes. I love those movies. I don't care how cheesy they were awesome.
Oh, of course. I do like Terry Crews though. He was there's a video that I saw. He was on the lip sync battle.
Nice.
Guess what song he sang?
I'm almost afraid to, because Terry Crews has an amazing sense of humor.
He did the "Making My Way Downtown." I'm forgetting the title of the song, but pretty much if you haven't seen White Chicks, he sings the song in that one.
Nice. Yeah, I actually haven't seen White Chicks. It's
You,
been suggested to me a few times, but
you should. It's such a stupid movie, but it's also so funny.
it's stupidly awesome, kind of like a Clerks style movie.
Pretty much.
I loved Clerks. Boondock Saints is still my favorite B-list cult classic style movie.
Hmm.
And if you haven't seen the Boondock Saints, please fix that. It is so funny. You will never laugh as hard as I did when someone says, "We need a rope."
I
Where
mean, I
did you get
know.
this idea? You saw this in a movie, didn't you? Well, no, no, no. You saw this in a movie, didn't you? Yes, I saw it in a bloody movie.
I figure they probably have it on Netflix.
I would hope they do. I mean, the second one was okay. Just be warned for anyone who's going to take us up on this advice. It is not safe for work. There's a lot of foul, vulgar humor, all that sort of stuff. I don't care about political correctness myself. I only censor myself on this channel because, well, I want a broad
Right.
audience and not to offend anyone who could potentially be part of the 232 yet. That comes later, after I've already got you in my clutches. Wahahaha, I'm an
I
evil
mean, we can
genius.
pretty much do now, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
With the
But it is definitely off-color humor. It's incredibly good. If you like things like the Rocky Horror Picture Show or the Evil Dead movies, you will love the Boondock Saints.
I've actually never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's kind of disturbing, dude. I know you're a fair bit younger than me, but seriously, go out and watch it. It is disturb awesome.
I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it and stuff, but I've never, like, I don't have it anywhere, I don't think, nor do I really know, like, what has it kind of thing.
True enough, it is hard to find. I have a DVD collector's edition of it because I love that movie too. I like a lot of really odd B-list type stuff. But if you ever want to see a bunch of people who back in the day were really into the cult film,
Hmm.
play the time warp in front of your parents and see what happens. I know I embarrass myself every single time when I do it, but it's kind of a funny party trick. You play the time warp song and all of a sudden your parents are dancing like idiots. Ah, it's great.
The hell's the giant Shelly?
Isn't it just a, like, angry crab?
Something like that, but it just flung itself up to the ceiling a second ago.
Oh yeah, it's one of those spite shit snail shell. Wow, I English real good today.
Uh-huh. Better than me, and apparently... Ooh. I don't know what that last part was.
Well, when you lose your train of thought.
Yep.
In my case, the train doesn't get lost, it derails and takes out several people along the way.
No, it just takes up the local towns. That was the other ideas.
See, seeing your character in this makes me really, really want to go out and watch Suicide Squad. I'm ashamed to admit I haven't seen Suicide Squad yet.
It was okay. There was a couple funny parts in it.
Oh, I'm
There was like good action scenes and stuff.
I'm gonna fully admit I'm more of a Marvel fanboy than I am DC. I like Marvel a lot better. I just like the characters, mostly because Spider-Man was the first comic book character I ever read, and let's face it, I love Deadpool. But that said, and this is gonna seem either stereotypical or typical, I don't know which would apply, Harley Quinn. I love Harley Quinn.
Psychotic people or characters.
Pretty much. I mean, I do willingly hang around with Agnew, so what's that tell you?
That you try to look smarter or at least more sane than most people.
Damn, you've stumbled upon my nefarious plan. Sorry, I just killed your torch because I was getting the rest of the silt.
That's fine. I'd just watch Dark Knight.
Yeah, the remake series wasn't that bad. I gotta give major props to the guy that played Bane. I cannot remember his name offhand. The creepiest line in the entire movie was ad-lib. Ooh, watch out, there's a rock there.
Yeah, I see it.
The creepiest line in the entire movie was ad-libbed by him. And he captured the spirit, the essence of Bane so perfectly with it. Okay, you remember when he's in the tunnel, getting ready to go out to the stadium?
Uh-huh.
When he says, "That's a lovely, lovely voice." And I can't do the Bane voice, so sorry, guys. That was completely ad-libbed.
Interesting.
And as it turns out, a lot of the best lines in movies are the ad-libbed ones. Do you remember Aliens? Of course you remember Aliens. What am I saying? Come on, Dre, get your head in the game. When Bill Paxton, I think his last name's Paxton. Either way, rest in peace, Bill, because it's not going to be the same without you, man.
I saw it late.
He was one of the only characters to be killed by a Predator, an Alien, and a Terminator. The other one was the guy that was playing Bishop. He was in Terminator, Alien, and Predator. So, but anyway, when he makes the line to Vasquez really early on in the movie, she thought they said illegal aliens and signed up. That's actually an inside joke with the actors. The reason he said that, ooh, I found a spiked band of regeneration, plus 2% damage, and slowly regenerates my life. So I'm going to throw that on.
Nice.
The lady that played Vasquez, and she did an amazing job of it, considering she's a white girl and played Hispanic very well. Don't start up with the whole whitewashing in Hollywood thing. There's lots of back and forth, and I'm not getting into that. She thought when she read the movie's title that it was about illegal immigration into the U.S., so that's where that joke came from. She thought it was about illegal aliens and signed up. Just little things like that are awesome in movies. And I love actors that are able to take themselves outside of the whole I'm an actor and gotta do this sort of thing and just have some fun with what they're doing. And of course, I'm always going to relate it back to gamers because, well, we're gamers. It's what we do. Half the point of games is... Ooh, I almost died.
Not to die, to finish that sentence for you.
Yes, not to die. Half the point of games is kind of the escapism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can be someone you're not, do something that you normally couldn't do.
Can go out to a corner on GTA and kill a bunch of people.
Which, of course, we would never do in the real world, which makes the whole video games make you violent argument completely stupid. No, video games make society safer, because then I'm doing it in the game and not outside the game. They're not murder simulators.
They're just kind of, they're stress relievers.
Yeah, it's a cathartic release. I mean, I hated Trevor in GTA 5.
Never really played it enough.
Well, he's a psychotic character that I didn't like, because he was just straight psychotic and not the fun, happy-go-lucky type like Harley Quinn or Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. I get you. I've heard bits and pieces of Trevor. He's okay.
His rampage missions are a prime example. He just goes nuts and starts shooting.
Mm-hmm.
But the entire thing is it's just kind of a joke. Video games don't make you more violent. You're either a violent person or you're not. It has nothing to do with the games themselves.
I could take that statement back. The only video games that make you violent is ones that are filled with lag.
Okay, lag is a different story. Because that's universal to gamers. Lag sucks.
Yeah, no.
It sucks hard.
I just wanted to put that out there because I figured it'd be a good, like, joke to gamers.
Yes, we are completely normal and sane, and less latency is involved.
Hmm.
Now, on that note too, though, Chaplain, there was an experiment a couple of guys did a while back that was kind of awesome. They called it Latency in Life or something like that. They had guys wear VR headsets and showed them what latency would be like if it happened in the real world.
Oh, jeez.
And you should have seen how sick those guys were getting. It was bad.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
So there you go. The real cause of violence from video games is latency.
Pretty much, especially if you're playing like a shooter.
Do you know how I play shooters?
You don't play them at all?
No, I try them now and then. But my experience in shooters is wait to respawn, get shot. That's my experience in shooters. Yeah, Piranha's trying to eat me. And do I have a recall potion? Should have a recall potion. There it is. Anyway, guys, that's been a fairly long episode. And, of course, I'm grateful to you, Chaplain, for being around to hang out, as always.
You're more than welcome.
It's nice having a reliable man that I can pull into the random crap that I put up on my channel.
And also the random voices, don't forget those.
Hey, if I didn't have the voices in my head, I would be
Why would
lonely.
we be watching? I was gonna say, why would we be watching, right?
That could be part of it, too. I mean, arguing with myself is awesome. But anyway, guys, if you did like the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you're new to the channel and want to join up with the 232, and we are growing, and thank you guys for that. It's great. It's awesome. Just hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video comes up. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. So until next time, take care.